For more Decision 2024 coverage, we're joined live by News 4's senior national correspondent, Peter Zampa. So, Peter, last night, President Joe Biden spoke to the nation about his decision to drop out of the presidential race. Peter, what has the reaction been to his address?
Well, Kinsley, among Democrats, they're saying that this cements his legacy as one of the best presidents of all time, putting country ahead of his own title and own personal ambitions. And the president alluded to that in his address last night to the nation, saying that he reveres the office, but he loves his country more, and he's passing the torch to a new generation. Now, for folks in the media like me, we still have questions about what exactly was the last straw for Joe Biden. Now, the White House maintains it has nothing to do with his health, that he's fit to serve the rest of his term. He could have gone another 4 years. But then when you ask about political winds blowing against him, that's when they just simply refer you to his speech where he says, I'm passing the torch on to a new generation. It is time to unify so we can keep winning these elections and save democracy.
So we're talking about passing the torch. The person that Joe Biden is passing the torch to, Kamala Harris, still on the campaign trail this week. What is the latest from her new campaign?
Well, earlier today, she was in Houston meeting with teachers union leaders, trying to shore up those endorsements among the labor groups that really help out Democrats, especially when it comes to some of the key battleground states. But then upon arriving back in D.C., she committed to debating Donald Trump. She said she wants to do the previously scheduled debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump on September 10th. That was supposed to be moderated by ABC. Since then, Donald Trump has backed off that a little bit. He says he is open to debating, maybe just not with ABC. Remains to be seen exactly how that will all play out. But in the halls of Congress today, we saw how Republicans plan on attacking Kamala Harris. House Republicans passing a resolution condemning her for her work on the border. And now this is all just symbolic bomb throwing, frankly. Not a lot of merit to what is actually said in the resolution, but they were able to get a couple of Democrats on their side to pass this thing through. So it shows you where those lines of attack are going to come against Kamala Harris.
Very interesting stuff there. Peter Zampa, thanks for joining us tonight on News 4 at 5.